Get in, get out, 60 seconds.
Back in my day, there was no graphics cards. The only way to get one was a pre-build. And if you had a pre-build, they'd steal them. All right, what is going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having an awesome day as usual. And today we're gonna be doing something completely different, checking out another pre-built gaming system. But this one's a little bit more interesting than all the other ones. This happens to be one of Best Buy's cheapest pre-built systems. It's made by no other than Lenovo, who has a pretty good track record at making pretty awesome laptops. So does that mean we're getting a high quality system with good components from this pre-built? I have done no prior research on this, so I'm jumping into this as blind as you are. So let's find out. Okay, so first thing, the box looks pretty legit. It's not made from, obnoxious gamer ads everywhere. And overall, we're getting just a pretty standard, run-of-the-mill cardboard box, nothing insane. So it's so funny, everyone is normally trashing people on buying pre-builds, but right now it's quite literally one of the only reliable ways to get a system in your house. So really can't do much about that right now. And we got the main desktop. So it actually looks pretty solid. It's got some good weight to it, it's pretty compact. I'm digging it. It says when installed or replace a component, need to lay the mainframe flat and maintained only by trained service technicians. It's kind of weird. So not really going to double think about that, and we're gonna get it good. Oh, and they put that sticker on the actual glass. Awesome, guys, awesome. So let's see what Lenovo is rocking component-wise in the system. Actual tempered glass, which is really cool, because some of the other plastic side panels add some haziness and it just doesn't look as premium overall. Now inside, it seems like they're actually using a standard MATX motherboard, which is already miles ahead of all the other pre-builds that I've seen out there for the most part. One stick of RAM is a bit concerning. We're not running Ryzen on this configuration, so it shouldn't be as big of a deal, but you can upgrade it in the future and run dual channel. Something that is absolutely bonkers that I don't normally see on these computers is an actual amount of fans. So cooling should not be an issue here. You have mesh and you have fans. That's going to equal some pretty sick cooling. So a GeForce GTX 1660 Super, i5 11400, and some pretty solid cable management. Everything seems to be plugged in correctly and should run. So honestly, this is probably one of the most impressive systems I've seen just out of the box. Gonna see how this performs now. I don't know about the power supply though. This power supply does look a bit shady. Definitely gonna check out how that looks. So let's check out the other side. So when you get to the back of these pre-builds, is usually when you could expose some questionable decisions on the cable management side of things. And Lenovo seems to be doing, yet again, pretty cool with the cable management. This power supply is an 80 plus gold, 400 watt, and it also seems to be pretty adaptable to some different components. So should be good on that side. We also have a bracket, so if we want to swap a cooler, we can do that, which is super awesome. And we also even have a little labeled chart for Lenovo's hub back here. So again, Lenovo is doing pretty good. Let's see how this computer performs on some benchmarking and see how the bloatware situation is, because that's usually where the main issue comes. Okay, one more thing that I completely glanced over was I/O. So front I/O, you got 2 ports, headphone, mic, and power button. I like it. Looks good, didn't overcomplicate it. Good job, Lenovo. Back of the computer seems to be a different story. It looks like they started off with the intention of doing good I/O and then ended up with some empty space here. Don't know what happened, guys, but I like the effort. Okay, I have to record this part because if we had a gigabyte power supply, I could die. And looks like it's actually turning on, and that's a good sign. So nice. I don't know what power supply they're using. It seems to be like a little strange proprietary one, but we're gonna hope it's good. All right, so we finally made it to the desktop after 10,000 Windows updates, and it looks pretty solid so far. Not seeing a ton of bloatware everywhere, but there is something suspicious, like what's this live safe antivirus software doing on the taskbar? I also opened up this Lenovo welcome package, which you would assume would welcome you to your new system with a big hug, but instead, they begin to throw all the ads and try to upsell you on their unlimited support that apparently is
Better than an unlimited live cheat code.
just some junk that they're throwing your way and trying to add Amazon Assistant and Amazon Music and just pack in more ads that you really don't need on your computer. They're also advertising Legion Edge, which appears to be their premium all-in-one software for the computer, like controlling the RGB, controlling the fan speeds, and your overall diagnostic app. I'm gonna check that out right after this. However, I don't want this Vantage toolbar. Legion Game Shop, so you can throw more money to Lenovo's way and upgrade your gaming device without breaking the bank. And then Stadia Pro, which is like the weirdest ad to give to someone who just bought a computer. Because you just bought a computer, you're gonna use a computer, not Stadia Pro. All right, so other than that, I think that's about it. I don't think they're gonna do anything. Powerful weapon, okay, let's just get out of this. Okay, let's check out the Lenovo Vantage app, which doesn't seem to be as bad. Of course, they're trying to give you another 10% off coupon for their
Ultimate support must be ultimate.
And we got our basic stuff here, like our meters, and it doesn't seem to be, you got your Q&A settings. I actually like this. This is pretty cool. Kudos to Lenovo for making this pretty intuitive and not horrendous. Thermal settings for your fan controls, RGB controls. This looks pretty promising. I think this is for sound card control. So obviously you can run just a complete new Windows install and remove all of this from the computer, but a lot of pre-built computers have done it much worse and much more invasive than Lenovo. So as of right now, it looks to be manageable. Let's go ahead and install some games and see how it performs, and let's check out the temps. I would assume they're promising because this computer isn't covered in glass and suffocating itself. There's a lot of mesh and there should be a lot of airflow. So let's go check that out. So surprising enough, performance is actually good. Obviously our target resolution is 1080p, and this PC crushed the GTA 5 benchmark, averaging around 100 FPS without dropping a beat. Moving over to Siege, the temperatures were very manageable, hovering in the 50 to high 60 degrees Celsius, which is outstanding for a pre-build. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a more graphically intensive game at the highest settings, and it still managed to play it averaging around 60 FPS. Valheim, being one of the newer games I tested with fairly good optimization, hovered at around 100 FPS on the high configuration and again ran smooth. Now where things got a bit spicy was when I ran Tarkov. This game is notorious for having optimization issues and frame drops regardless of the PC you're running it on. And it's also very RAM hungry. But it stayed playable on most maps, but when moving on to the newest map, it did have some performance issues, where a higher end PC with more RAM managed to take performance a bit better. So I kind of have to give Lenovo credit for making a system that performed well, stayed cool and quiet, and didn't have any ridiculous fan ramping issues. And my system also didn't have any coil whine. But what are the downsides with this system? So obviously the RAM issue can sneak up on you if you run into some games that are hungry for RAM. 8 gigs just doesn't really cut it in 2022. Now, the good thing is you can really easily remedy that issue by getting a RAM upgrade kit and running dual channel RAM. Now, other than that, there really isn't anything else to complain about. The RAM kits are relatively cheap and it can fix one of the few issues this pre-build has. The only other thing is the peripherals, which I did game on them. The mouse I would definitely replace. This keyboard isn't bad. It does remind me of taking a state exam on a Monday morning though, because I'm almost positive I've taken an exam on this keyboard. It's like a standard Lenovo business keyboard, and it gets the job done, but I would possibly consider upgrading it maybe after you've already upgraded the RAM. Other than that though, this system is pretty awesome for what you're getting, especially when you compare it to all the other outrageously trash pre-builds on the market right now. Lenovo is doing something that is very rare in the pre-built scene, delivering a product that has actually had some thinking behind how it's configured, and you can actually upgrade the parts and swap things out. So something we're really not used to seeing in pre-builds. And I honestly recommend this system compared to a lot of the other ones I've seen in the price range. That's pretty much been it. If you guys want to see more of these pre-built videos, I am down to do them. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.